60 Minutes Live with UPU America. Turn it up, we're talking to you. Hey, laugh a little, learn a lot, we here for you. 60 Minutes Live with UPU America. Hot takes, real talk, big ideas. Every voice, every side, right here.
Good evening, all. Welcome to Robo Progressive Union of America First Live 60 Minutes in our channel, 60 Minutes Live, as our able secretary put it. So Miss Caroline Owhoso, am I pronouncing that right? Is going to present to us today about reclaiming our health. This particular program came into fruition based on the request of UPA members a while back, and our president has initiated it and allowed us to have a guest speaker once a month. And Ms. Caroline has graciously agreed to be our first presenter. So yay, we appreciate you. Ms. Caroline is a MPH, what does that mean, Ms. Caroline? Couldn't hear you.
MPH stands for Masters of Public Health.
Okay, thank you. So she has her master's in public health, and I also visited your website this morning just to get some more background as to all the things that you've been doing, which are great and wonderful. Even the food in the flyers I put earlier is actually making me hungry. So if that is a precursor of what you're going to present to us tonight, so it will be great. Okay. Just some background information on Caroline. And just FYI, once our president can join us, he will welcome you accordingly. Okay. So Miss Caroline has masters in public health. She is a trained coach and founder of Rooted Nourish, a culturally inspired wellness company serving African and African-descended communities. She helps individuals improve nutrition, movement, and stress management through simple, realistic habits rooted in culture and everyday life. Caroline is one of our own that is a member of UPU America. She's a member from Ohio. I welcome you and your co-presenter, Ms. Caroline, to our first 60 Minutes Live with UPU America. So over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Betty, so much. I appreciate it. I thank you for the introduction. And I thank UPUA for accepting my invitation to present to you all today. I'm very happy and I'm very grateful. And I'm going to dive in. So here we are talking about honoring your roots, healing your body, and building your legacy. How to reclaim our health and inspired habits for energy, weight, and long life. Go to the next one. Okay, so you always say, who am I and why do I care? As I said earlier, good evening to you all. Thank you for coming. As Miss Betty has introduced me, my name is Caroline Owhoso. I'm the founder of Rooted Nourish. Today, I want to talk about what is very close to home for many of us, our health as African men and women living in modern times. Today, we're going to talk about reclaiming our health because we are not starting from scratch. We are starting from culture that value food, movement, like our ancestors did, and how does that impact us now in today's modern world? The way we see it now is quite different from the way they see it then. And how can we combine those two to make it sustainable? Next one, please. And the problem is that we are getting sicker. As you can see from the slide, this guy is confused, he's stressed out, he doesn't know what's going on, he feels kind of helpless, and it could be because he wasn't taking good care of himself. He was eating more fast food, as you can see in modern times. He was walking less, uh, having less movement. All this can lead to a chronic disease that are plaguing us today in our African community, like high blood pressure, diabetes, stroke, heart disease, fatigue, and stress. And it's not because we're weak people, it's just that our lifestyle has changed. It has changed from what our ancestors used to do than what we are doing now. Today, we have a job that we have to sit at the desk all day long. And sometimes we don't even have time to do the minimal, simple exercises that will help us live a long life or eat nutritious food, natural food that our ancestors used to eat, because we go out more often and um, eat food from fast food restaurants that are made with oil, preservatives that are not good for our body, and salty food, and they are not as natural as they used to be way back then. And this can put so much stress on our body, and we see it in the form of maybe financially, emotionally, or social. Next slide, please. The truth. The truth is that, as I said, our ancestors did not need gym or diet pills. They ate natural food, they had daily movement, they walked everywhere, they ate food grown from the ground, they cooked most meals at home. So that's the emphasis, is to cook most meals at home and not spend most of the time going out to eat at a fast food or at a restaurant. They lived in a community. They played outside. In the evening, you see them outside, maybe sitting down, talking stories and all this kind of stuff. And they have very strong community. They have faith and reflection. And so the question is not how do we become healthy like Western fitness models, is because is how to actually make the healthy habits we already had. And as you can see in the picture, the lady is cooking food at home and having backing her baby and cooking the meal from home, which is much healthier than maybe eating out. The solution is three simple pillars of health: food, movement, and mind. The way I see it, health doesn't have to be complicated, because I know we are so busy with our work, we are busy with the kids, and we feel like we have to prepare a very gourmet meal, or we have to do movement but it doesn't have to be complicated. Food is what we eat, movement is how we use our bodies, and mind is how we manage stress and emotion. Today, I want to give you one simple habit for each of these pillars that you can start immediately. And if you look at the picture, you can see that everything is fresh. That's the way they eat way back then, and that's what they still do now. They have the potato there, they have the vegetables, and they have the tomatoes. Next slide, please. So I'm going to dive into pillar number one, which is the food. I want to encourage everybody to eat like our roots. That will be more vegetables, more beans and lentils, smaller portions of starch, less fried and sugary food. Let's talk about it for a minute. Healthy eating does not mean that we have to abandon African food. It's just the way we are used to doing it that needs to be reversed. Instead of having large plate of rice or fufu or swallow, which is considered all starch, we should actually, and having small amount of vegetable, we should reverse it. So half of the plate should become vegetables. A quarter of the plate is protein like beans, lentils, fish, or chicken. And then a quarter of it is starch like rice, yam, or plantain. So we don't really necessarily have to stop eating our cultural food. It's just how we go about doing it. So we don't have to like eat like we are celebrating every day. Every now and then, if we go out maybe to a party or something and we have all these different, you eat it every now and then, that's fine. But on a daily basis, on a regular basis, you don't have to you don't have to eat like you're celebrating all the time. Next slide. So I'm going to give you a visual of a practical food of if you look at the image on your left, half of it is vegetable. You see the green vegetable there, and then the cabbage with tomato and lime on it. That's half of the plate. Is vegetable. And then a quarter of it is rice, and then a little bit of plantain to go with it, and then a quarter of it is protein. So that's the way your plate should look like on a daily basis. And your vegetable could be spinach, okra, cabbage, carrots, or pepper. And then your protein could be beans, lentils, fish, egg, or lean meat. And your starch could be rice, yam, plantain, cassava, or maize. If you follow just these few routines on a daily basis, you find out that you lower your blood pressure, your digestion will be better, and you'll control your weight, and you increase your energy. We're going to move to pillar number two, that's movement. Going back to our ancestors, they walked everywhere. They walked to the farm, they are tilting the farm. Maybe these days we can use the stairs, they stretch and they dance. To my left, the picture, you can see how some of these family members, they're taking a walk in the evening. I will encourage you to do that, as a family thing, to go out after dinner, take a walk, especially when the weather is nice. Take like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and allow your food to digest. Uh, so you do not need a gym membership to be healthy. Uh, of course, if you have the money and if you want to spend, on the gym membership, that's fine too. But you really do not need it. Like our ancestors did, and they were healthy. They live a very long life. They farm. They carried water on their head. They swept the yard. They dance. They tell stories. They play with the kids. And but today's lifestyle, because of these modern times, like I said, a 20 minutes walk, dancing while we are cleaning, or you vacuuming the floor, uh, that's a form of exercise. Going from upstairs to downstairs, doing your laundry, that's a form of exercise. Parking further away from the store and walk down the store, that's a form of exercise. Using stairs instead of elevators, that's a form of exercise. So your movement doesn't have to be perfect, but the whole idea is for it to be consistent. You have to do this on a daily basis for you to see any uh, result that we talked about, like lowering your blood pressure, taking care of yourself and living long life and having easier digestion and stuff like that. Now we're going to talk about the mind. So stress right now is a silent disease. It's really causing a lot of problem and it's very silent and it's very deadly. One of the things that could help that we're very good at is prayer or reflection. Breathing in and out slowly. One of them is four breaths in and hold it, and then four breaths out. Do that 10 times. That should calm you down. Having enough good sleep and saying no when you have to, and you don't have to say yes to everything. You have to learn how your body react to things, and if you're tired and if you're stressed out, and for you to say no in a nice, respectful way is a good thing to do. And African American men and women uh, versus African white men and white women, statistics have shown that we live lesser than the white counterparts. So we have to be very careful about how we take care of ourselves, and if we want to build that longevity and our lifestyle. Um, the problem too is that we do carry a lot of family stress, like financial stress, maybe the male immigration stress, as we see today, work stress. Stress raises blood pressure, blood sugar, and daily simple habits that can protect those. Like I said, it's like maybe 5 minutes of prayer or quiet time, slow breathing, having enough sleep, and saying no. And the bottom line is that a healthy body cannot exist without a calm mind. Next slide. So let's put everything all together. To my left, you see a family, going out. They had dinner together. You see what they have in their plate: vegetables and stash, and they have like a picnic. And probably after that, they went for a walk. And uh, so it's not in extreme, it is reality, and it works if you build this in a on a daily basis. And it's a choice that it's something that you can build as a choice, as a daily choice. And why does this matter? It matters because we are role models. We African men and women, adults, we are role models for our children, for our community, and for our next generation. Our health is not only personal, it is generational. When we eat better, our children learn better habits. When we manage stress, our families feel safer. When we live longer, our community grows stronger. We are not just improving ourselves, we are shaping the future of African families. And this is where Rooted Knowledge comes in. The reason why I had created Rooted Knowledge was because I wanted to impact our community in coaching, in male guidance, wellness programs, and community support to help African American descent communities to eat better without losing culture, to move more without fear, reduce stress without shame. And I provide all this so that we can have a sense of still belonging without losing our roots. There is a saying, it says, wellness is about nurturing your mind, body, and spirit throughout life's journey, not simply achieving a goal. So this is something, wellness is about a lifestyle. It's about long-term goal. It's not just something, it's not simply about achieving a goal, but it's long-term. It's a long-term goal. And some people say, "Oh, I've lost some weight, and that's okay for me. I can go back to the way I was eating." That's not the way. That's not the way it works. It doesn't work that way. It works, if you are consistent on a daily basis and you are doing the right thing and you see the difference that in your health issues will go down. You If you have diabetes or high blood pressure or stroke or something, you see that it keeps improving, or even if you get sick, it doesn't last that long because you've been nourishing yourself right from day one for a very long time. Or or you might not even get sick as much because you've been nourishing your body. Next slide. So I want to call you to action today. I want you to either scan the QR code, join our program, book a consultation. Today, I want to invite you to take one step. Not 10 steps, just one. You can join, you can book a consultation, or simply commit to trying one healthy habit this week. Your health is your wealth, and it is never too late to reclaim it. Even if you want to take up, one thing I want to invite you to do is, even if you want to take up the plate, the visual plate, half vegetable, one-fourth protein, one-fourth stash today. If that's all you can even commit yourself to today, you I will encourage you to do that. And then you can add movement to it, you can add your mind to it, and if you need accountability, that's what I'm here for, to come and help you. Next slide. In closing, reclaim your health, honor your roots, and build your future. I want to leave you with this thought. Our culture is not the problem. Our roots are not the problem. The problem is forgetting what once kept us strong. When we reconnect food, movement, and mind, we don't survive, we live. Thank you very much. Next slide. And I will encourage you to connect, for everybody to go visit my website, send me an email, or give me a call. And we have two programs that you can that you can use, uh, either as a UPU wellness partnership or individual partnership. The individual costs more versus if you set up the program with me as a UPUA, but there has to be minimum of 25 people. Just go back to the next one. Go back. Okay, I think that's all for the presentation today. Yeah, I'm ready to take any questions and answers.
Miss Caroline, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We will
You're welcome.
definitely be scanning. Like I said, I did go to your website just to see, and I saw you have several programs coming up, which I will definitely sign up for one of them.
Okay,
We
awesome.
want to appreciate you and thank you very, very much. Mr. Secretary, is the president here at this time? If he wants to chime in before questions are answered, that would be great.
Yes.
All right, Presido.
Robowado,
A,
America. Wado,
A.
America. Icheko, many high. Our able secretary. I want to really appreciate you in the person of Chief Godwin Ikporo, our moderator, in the person of our Director of Development, UPU America. I want to appreciate you. We also have our Director of Culture and Development, Dr. Abel Okuma. I want to appreciate you. I can keep going. Osho Bay, Beauty, Belinda, our able Vice President, Chief Doctor, Mrs. Eunice. Make I pronounce her like say I dey home. Eunice. Of course, our Assistant Secretary, Egolo, one of our newest presidents, Yorogene Egi. Of course, our First Lady, my wife, she's here. I know she's at work, but she's here. And one of our able former secretaries here too, in the person of Eric Eriga. I want to thank you all. Way back as even Dr. Robeje, all of you who have taken time out to be part of this event tonight. I appreciate you all. This should have been the beginning, but it's still okay. Science, technology changes a lot. Our speaker has spoken well. I'm sure we all heard all the good things she said about wellness, especially as it affects us and our community. I hope we have picked from our tutorial and learn from that. Like the intro from the facilitator, Mrs. Betty Adreshi, this is just the beginning of good things to come to our organization and the community in general. And I hope we'll continue to be part of this learning process and the beginning of new things to come. I know by the end of today's briefing, we'll be updated with what is coming next. So I welcome you all to this forum, and I would yield and let the facilitator continue to go with the program as it is planned. The Q&A can go on. I myself, I have a question too. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. You can start off with a question if you want to just say yours since you already have the mic.
Thank you. Thank you. This question goes directly to the presenter, the speaker, Mrs. Caroline Owhoso.
Yes.
My question is, I can put the two together. My busy life as a small business owner in North America and in Africa. How do I combine everything I heard you say about wellness with trying to be healthy without changing anything I do? Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that great question. That's what a lot of people face these days. We are so busy. We take on so many responsibilities as a father, business owner, workers, for our family. But my approach is very simple. I make it very simple for a lot of people to make sure that they are having a healthy food if they're going to eat. I even show them how to, if they're going to go out and eat because they don't have time to cook at home, if they're going to go out and eat, I even give them guidance on what kind of food they should look at the restaurant to pick to make sure that they're still within their allotted nutrients. Um, and like I said, the movement doesn't have to be very serious. With you just walking around, maybe um, walking from one, uh, uh, like instead of you sitting down every hour, just get up and walk around. During break time, you can walk around for 15 minutes. In 30 minutes, instead of having lunch, the whole 30 minutes, you can walk around for 15 minutes. When you get home in the evening with your family, even though it's very tiring, gather the whole family, make it a family event thing, and go out and have a walk. And that's that. And then maybe for your mind, you want to relax, make sure that you have between 7 to 8 hours of sleep because you have to sleep anyway. Otherwise, you become irritated, you become more stressed. You will, what you are there to do as a family, you won't be able to do it. As a worker, as a business owner, as a boss, you won't be able to do it. So these things are very important. You have to do it anyway. So you must well just make sure that you do it quality and doing it very well. Uh, does that answer your question? Hello?
I don't think you might be able to respond.
Yes, yes, you
Okay.
answered my question. I muted myself so I can hear you.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate the response and appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay, Miss Caroline, I have a couple of questions on the chat that I will read out to you.
Okay.
So let me start with the first one. That one is from Dr. Ovi, and his question is, and I'll read directly. I traditionally eat very small quantities of food. It is a good habit I started many years ago. Please, why does vegetable take 50% of the plate and not 25%?
Because uh, vegetable, you get more nutrients from vegetables, and it has carbohydrate. We all need carbohydrates, but uh, the carbohydrate that come from vegetable is the good kind. It doesn't convert very easily to sugar, unlike when we eat too much starch or when we eat too much like if you eat a lot of fufu now, for example, if it takes like 25 50% of the plate, um and because when they convert to starch in the process, it digests your body as starch, and that might stabilize your sugar level, and that's you don't want that. So that's why the vegetable, it has more nutrients in it. The starch, the fufu that they even have these days in bags, that comes in bag that you have to make up, it's already been stripped of all its nutrients. So it's unlike those days that our parents, they actually make the fufu, they cook the yam and then they pound it. That's fresh. Unlike the bags that we get now, that is they already took out all the nutrients, or even if they didn't take out the nutrients, they might put other nutrients into it that is not really natural. So that's why the vegetable has to be like 50%. I mean, that's what I encourage everybody to do if you want to stay healthy. Uh, and it's a good thing that you eat a small portions. Um, it sustains your energy level. If you eat small portions, like maybe instead of 3 meals, you can eat 4 meals, 4 small meals. It sustains your energy because as you get older, we lose our energy, uh, and it actually helps you to sustain your energy level much longer. So I commend you for that. That's good.
Thank you for that response, Ms. Caroline. I have another one on the chat, and this is from our secretary, our able secretary, Chief Iporo. For those living with the elderly and weak at home, is there anything else they can do besides walking to balance their well-being?
Yeah. For the elderly, there are other simple exercises that they can do, like sitting when they sit down, chair. There are some exercises that you can do sitting down on the chair. If they cannot, if they are no longer as mobile as they used to be, and it's very simple. I have to show you that. I have to show you. Um, one of them is, doing this, something like this. I don't know if you can see me or not. Uh, oh,
Are you still, we can't hear you anymore, Miss Caroline.
yeah, no, I stopped. Yeah.
Okay.
So, can you see me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So exercises that they can do is have like two bottle of water or uh two cans of tomato. Is lift it like this. They're walking their hands and lifting like that. Yeah. And another thing too is to have like a rolled up towel and put it on their back and go like this and go like that to help them go up and down to stretch their back. Another thing they could do is so they can do sitting exercises if they cannot walk. They can raise their feet up and do this, you know, do that. And so, yeah, it doesn't have to be strenuous, just as long as they are moving themselves.
Okay. Thank you again for that. Next one comes from Dr. Louisa. Could you highlight how late night meals impact the body and regular water intake?
Regular water intake is good for the body. Water intake really helps with flushing out your system and move your food around in your body so that your nutrients will go around your body. And it also helps with regulating your temperature. Um, uh, what you want to watch out for is to make sure that when you take water, I like to drink my warm room temperature because my stomach is it's not very strong. It's very sensitive. Some people might like cold water, but I try to stop drinking water at least by 7 o'clock so that it won't disturb my sleeping pattern at night because I need that rest. I don't want to be going to the bathroom once or twice at night, find my way to the bathroom to go and disturbing my sleep. So you want to stop drinking water at least, many hours before you go to bed. And oh, I'm sorry, what was the second question again? I can't hear you.
Sorry. How late night meals impact the body?
Yeah, late night meals impact the body. If you eat too late at night, it can actually disturb you from sleeping because of your food hasn't digested yet. If you have sensitive stomach like I do, you can actually have like a reflux. It can push you up and have like a reflux problem where you feel like you want to get up and the food can actually turn into fat because it's not really digesting and it's not doing what it's supposed to do it can actually store as fat.
Okay, thank you again. Next one is coming from Mrs. Violet Ojarega. And the question is, can somebody eat swallow every day? Can they swallow a bar every day?
Well, you can swallow it by every day, but it's not the it's not whether you do it every day, it's the quantity of it that matters. Don't forget that it has to be at least 25%. It has to be 1/4, and that's very small. Whether swallow, rice, yam, plantain, maize, any of the starch, it has to be 1/4. So you want to really, and if you want to enjoy it with your vegetable soup, make sure that the vegetable soup is a lot more than your meat and your swallow. And the meat that we're actually talking about, we want to emphasize on lean meat, like breast meat, chicken, breast chicken, or stay away from red meat because red meat is not really good for the heart.
Hey, next question is coming from Mr. Kelvin Oteri. I get this question from my fellow Nigerians. This is his voice. What is the ideal breakfast for those living with diabetes when they are mostly restricted from carbs, sugar,
Mhm,
etc.?
yeah. Um, what they should eat as diabetes is probably if they are having like an episode, they might want to drink like orange juice to their insulin level to come down. But they can have like and protein with like maybe like egg and spinach. They can cook egg and spinach and tomato. That could be something for breakfast, and that would still stabilize their sugar level and their diabetes from not flaring up.
Thank you for that. I believe, hold on, I think I saw someone that raised hands a few minutes ago. If you did raise your hand, if you can type the question on the chat, I really can't see their hand raised on my end. So just if you can put it on the chat, that would be great. Okay, so here's another one from Mrs. Agatha. What can the elderly do to help them with loneliness? That will be a question about the mind.
The mind, I think it's very important for the the if they have any kids to actually get involved, and if they have family members or this is where the community comes in play. If they can find people in the neighborhood that can come look up on them or call them on a regular basis, or even like my dad now, for example, he's in Nigeria, and I sent him like funny videos sometimes, or something about prayer, uh, or singing or songs. That's my way, or that's if I don't call. And we make it a point of duty to, make sure that even though we are far away, all the kids take their turn to call to reach out uh, to their my dad on a regular basis. So I think this is where the community comes in play, and we are very good in Nigeria, uh, or even here too, is to make sure that we engage them as much as we can so that they won't be lonely, you know.
Okay, thank you again. Somebody talked about bread, like, are people liking bread a lot? What could be good? I guess you kind of answered it in reference to meat, but hearing it from your voice, what could be good substitute for bread during breakfast or during the day? What would be good substitute for that?
Hmm. That's a that's a good question. Uh, I mean, it depends on how old they are because for children, they need a lot more calories and they need a lot more carbohydrates. They need a lot more uh, vegetables and they need a lot more protein. And even for men, their calories they're higher than for women. That's the way God made us all. Uh, but really, that's it depends on what their situation is. If they have any health issues, and all these health issues has to be in account, put in account, and their allowance for carb has to also put in place. Like once I calculate the health assessment and everything, and then I can be able to give them what kind of carbohydrate, how much carbohydrate that they need, depending on their age, their gender, and their health issues and all those kind of stuff.
Got it. Thank you. Um, Somebody's also saying something about sourdough bread, but there's another question on diabetes and stroke from Dr. Ibello. So the question directly on his words, since type 2 diabetes and stroke is increasing in our society, how would you convince our members to stick to portion control?
Yeah, yeah. No, that's a very good question. It's a
Yeah.
problem, and that's where people like me come in. As you know, because one of the things that I do is accountability.
Hmm.
We get together either once a week or twice a week or 3 times a week, and I make sure that I don't force you to do what you're supposed to do, but I can certainly encourage you and ask a question and find out why you're not doing what you're supposed to do and see how we can modify it. And so you tell me, for example, you tell me what why you didn't do what you're supposed to do, and then I'll tell you this is what how can we modify it to make sure that it works to your own benefit. So that's why I come in to give you that accountability. And but it has to be like, meetings on a monthly basis or once a week or once every 2 weeks or once a month. So
Got it.
yeah, it's not easy to want to do it by yourself, especially if you are maybe you have a partner that is not encouraging you or helping you to achieve your goal. It's kind of very difficult for you to stay in line. So, but that's why I come in to help you stay in line.
Sounds good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me see. I believe I did get all the questions on the chat. Let me see if I missed anyone. I think that's all of it. If anyone else has a question they haven't put in, please type it in so we can get that answered. So on my part, why if any other question comes in, Ms. Caroline, as someone that has a chronic illness, what will be the one way if you have to give that one advice in reference to health of food and movement and the mind that they can do to
Yeah,
improve their health and
yeah,
all the way around
yeah.
human being?
Mhm. Yeah, like in the presentation today, it's just a baseline. It's just a baseline of, uh, to live a general healthy lifestyle. That's because I don't know individual situations. Like, for example, I have to, like I said, I have to take your age into account, your chronic illnesses, and your gender, your health issues that you have, and put all those account to come up with a working plan for that individual person. For me, for example, I have a fibromyalgia, and that is where my muscles twitch and they hurt. And sometimes when the weather goes bad, I'm like going this way, and whatever the weather is doing, I'm doing that. I'm doing that. You know, my body hurts or if I do strenuous exercises. So I have to be very careful of the kind of exercises that I do. Otherwise, I'll be hurting for days and days and days. It almost feel like a truck ran over me. So I have to be very careful. So that's why it's very important for me to have an assessment of a health assessment of each individual and put them into account before I can give you your micronutrients, your macronutrients, your hydration level, your weight, your hydration level, uh, uh, and all the things that you need to live a successful lifestyle. And it also changes as things improves. As things improve, then you want to make a reassessment. And uh, so, what I will encourage you to do is to use that general guideline and use that to kickstart until, if you want to get with me, then we can go into more details.
I will definitely do that.
Mhm.
All right, Miss Veronica Gabo. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name. Our hands are raised. If you can unmute yourself and ask your question, that would be great. Or the secretary would unmute you.
All right. Epakwe says here, me say Mingwo, and I'm calling from the
Brenda.
Florida. From Florida. I'm also a public health lady like Mrs. Carol. And I must confess here that you did a very intriguing presentation. I'm very proud of you.
Okay.
I don't really have question. I just want to say that I love your framework, and I'm very proud of that framework you put in there. But the only comment I want to share with your framework is I know you were dealing with Black African American, that's what they normally group all the Nigerian. But we're dealing with the Robo group here. I can tell you, somebody asked you a question, how do I reduce my EBA? I have watched and heard on the public health platform. They said um how did they speak? They said it in pidgin English, and they was like, count me out. I go eat this ogo soup. So, what modality was in the colleague in public? I just want you to share that with everybody. I mean, that alone, it's not easy, like you said, but I can tell you, behavioral aspect is not modified. It's difficult. Our enable president said something when he said, "I travel from Nigeria and I come back." People like me, when I used to fly, I fly and I would sit on the airline for 13 hours, 20 hours, and I won't stand up. And that was what led to my sciatica today because of vascular issue. So, what kind of model do you have for such people when it has to do with behavioral modification?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So I lost you there for a minute.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
didn't catch everything that you said. But if you are traveling, I did catch that. If you are traveling and you have to sit down for long hours,
Mhm.
and you can't move around, 1 day or 2 days wouldn't kill you. Uh, I for me, I don't. It depends on how I feel. Like I said, I have other health issues, and sometimes the weather can affect it, and sometimes it cannot. Like today now, I usually walk between 6 to 10,000 steps a day. And today I haven't done anything because the weather is just not favorable to my body. But I'm not going to sweat it because tomorrow, when my body's feeling all right, I'll pick back up again. When you're not traveling, you are back home, I'll pick back up again. And as far as uh, the other thing too is that my granddaughter, they are visiting this weekend, and she's kind of very funny. She said, "Grandma, let's go for a walk." So we're pacing around the whole house, and she's running, and I'm running, and so right there, I'm getting my exercise. Before I know it, I already gotten few of my steps. So you don't know anything goes as far as my system is concerned. One of the things that I ask is that, what kind of things do you like to do? Do you like to dance? Then dance. Do you like to go swimming? Then swim. That's form of exercise for you. Because you want to do something that will motivate you. Um, if you want to eat a bar and um, yeah, you can eat a bar. You can eat a bar, but I will encourage you to eat only a small portion and don't eat too much don't eat too much starch in a day, because what happening, this is why, this is why, this is why, this is why. And so, and we're all sensible, and hopefully we listen uh, uh, to reason, and we're all here as a community to help each other out. And so
All right, Miss Caroline, the very last question, if you will give us the audience, um, what type of foods choices, if you need to eat at night, would you recommend?
I'm sorry, what did you say now?
What type of foods for someone that wants to eat at night
Mhm.
would you recommend?
Would I recommend?
Mhm. What
I
food
would
are better choices if you need to eat late at night? Is the
late at night.
actual words.
I mean, something that would digest very easily. Like I said, uh, fruits and vegetables is good. And some of the fruits that I recommend is berries. Berries, strawberries, blueberry. They are very good. They have oxide in them that are actually good for the body. Watermelon has too much sugar in it, and you don't want that converting into sugary food. Uh, and but with that, fruit itself has to be combined with maybe peanut, a little bit of peanut, not too much, because I know once you start on that peanut, it will go overboard. A little bit, because you need a little bit of the protein and the fat to go with the this thing, or with the fruit, and that should help
Oh,
you. Yeah, so that should help. Yeah.
I did not know that. That's
Yeah,
a good question.
even if it's carrots, if you want to eat they come these small bags of carrots. They come in small bags now. If you eat one of those with maybe a little bit of peanut, that's good too.
Okay,
That shouldn't mess you up. Or if you have salad, you want to eat a little bit of salad, that's fine too. Yeah.
wonderful. That was from our able secretary's wife. And so with that, we will close the Q&A section. This has been awesome, Miss Caroline. As the fellow MPH person said a while ago, your
Mhm,
presentation was great. It was on point, and I personally got a lot of benefits from it. I
mhm,
will definitely be reaching out to you
mhm,
to guide me as I navigate my eating habits
mhm, mhm.
to keep
I'm here.
nourishing my body and mind.
I'm
And
here for the community. Yeah.
yes,
Mhm.
definitely. Maybe you said 25 of us from UPOA
Yeah.
can do something, partner with you, and we'll get a discount.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that will work out. And so thank you very, very much.
Oh, 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 oh. 60 minutes live with UPU America. Turn it up. We're talking to you.